once again, back. I told you guys I was gonna try and post more videos on this channel, and I am. At least as much as I can, and I'm trying. I'm really trying this time. I really am. Although this time I'm not getting that much views or anything, but hopefully later on we get more views and more people, more support, so I can continue doing this. Even then, I'm probably gonna still try to do this because I also still even want this to be like a little hobby of mine, so why not? So I thought I'd go back, way back in time pretty much, and continue my paranormal activity story that I posted like 4 years ago or so. I know this was back when I was still in high school, and I posted it, and some people actually ended up liking it. I had like 100 something views. I mean, it's not a lot, but something, for someone who barely was starting out. Probably spin it later. But anywho, I thought, why not? Considering I do have some interesting stories, and I was a little shyer back then, and you could tell that it was hard for me to really talk on camera if you really look at that. So if you want to go back to that, go ahead. It'll be down in just click on my channel, go on videos, and it'll be like one of the first 3 videos I posted, I think, on this channel. By the way, let's just continue it. I do remember leaving off the story of like one of the stories that I freaking hate, honestly, which was where I thought I saw my dad, but it turned out to be like a shadow or ghost kind of thing. But I don't know if I should continue in that neighborhood or should I go off from like when I was a little older. But I guess let's continue from that neighborhood. Either way, that happened. Other encounters that I've had are, let's just say it's still in that house, from that same house where I saw like that shadow figure that I thought it was my father. Turned out it was not my father, because he even told me, like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that wasn't me. I was fully asleep last night. I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, it was you. Stop. Like, stop freaking around with me. Like, I know it was you. Like, stop. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, are you okay? I'm pretty sure you were sleeping. I'm like, no, I wasn't. And I remember getting mad at them for that. But either way, way later on, they started to believe me, like way later on. And the reasons for why is because of this. There would be some moments that I would just be in my room. After that encounter, that experience I went through, like I said, I had always had my door closed constantly. Always closed no matter what. Even if my parents were in the house, I would always have my doors closed, because sometimes my parents would leave me home alone because I was like the only child, and they had to go to work and make money to feed their one and only child, and not even just their only child, but themselves. So, they would have to go work. Sometimes they would leave me home alone, but even when they were there, I would still have my door closed, And when I would have my door closed and I would want to go out to get something, my mom still remembers this to this day, because she even sometimes talks about it to other people. Let's say I'll be in my room, my door closed. I'll open it because I'm gonna go to the kitchen or whatever, because I'm a little kid, I want snacks. So I'm on my way to go get a snack or whatever. But on my way, literally, like, let's say you're walking out from my my room, and then literally to my left, the chimney's right there, literally right there. And there would be times where I would come out and I would just be like, because literally from my like peripheral view, like literally the corner of my eye, it's like I would see something, and I'd be like, and when I would turn around, I kid you not, it was like 2 dead bodies, like of a man and a woman. The man wearing like a suit, the woman wearing like a white dress. And I wish I was BSing this, but I'm not BSing this. I still remember this to this very day, how like it just like right there, and I'm like, why? And then I would run back into my room, and my mom and dad would be like, what is wrong? Like, Karen, why did you like, and all this stuff. I'm like, no, I don't want to go back out. Like, I don't want to go back out. Like, hysterical, pretty much. Like, I was always like that growing up. Like, I just did not like it for the life of me. Anytime I would want to go out of my room, like, I would just look straight or just try to not even look at that corner. Like, look to my left and see the chimney. Because I was like, No. There was even this one time when I was younger. I was watching a movie with my dad in the living room. Because literally the chimney was right there. The living room, here's the living room. And then, like, chimney's right there in the living room. Duh, like most living rooms. And I was watching a movie with my dad or TV show or something. I don't know. But I was watching TV with him. And then on we hear, like, banging from our chimney. And we're like, what? And I got scared. You have no idea how scared I got. Because, you know, with all that going on with me seeing, like, two, like, dead bodies, pretty much. Two dead corpses there. I would get scared even if I would hear a noise on the chimney. So we heard that. And we're like, what the heck? And it's like a bird, like, just trapped in there. Like, they flew from inside the chimney. And they got trapped inside. And, you know, my dad and I, mostly my dad, was like, how the heck am I going to try to take it out? Other than maybe calling animal control or something. But I don't know how else to do it, you know? And then while he was thinking and trying to look for stuff to see what he can do or whatever, the bird was just like, like hitting each little corner of the chimney. And on the window, glass window, that was the doors to the chimney. From it doing that, it literally, like, went face forward towards the, like, chimney door and then, like, it died. Do you not realize how traumatizing that also is for a freaking child who's kept seeing dead freaking bodies in front of a chimney at a young age? Later on, I see a freaking bird, like, pretty much commit suicide in my chimney. So, yeah, like, stuff like that was freaking insane to me. Like, oh my god. I don't remember as much as, like, more encounters in that specific house. Because later on, I kind of, like, tried to not think about it anymore. But I do remember that my parents even told me, not until after I grew up, because they didn't want to tell me when I was younger, that, you know, sometimes I wouldn't even want to sleep in my room. And I kind of remember that slightly, of me not wanting to sleep in my room, because sometimes I would be scared and I would just want to go sleep in my parents' room, or I would just want to sleep in the living room, not in the same living room, like, because sometimes my parents had to switch up the layout of the house a good amount of time, so they would move the furniture a lot, and then the living room being where it was by the chimney. Sometimes now it was literally in the entrance of the door now, and now the kitchen table's there, and then like, they would switch it up a bunch. But I feel like that was also because of me, because I would just later on get scared and who knows what. So they would have to just switch it up. So sometimes when they would switch it up and the living room was like in the front entrance of the house, I would sleep there. And they would say that sometimes it would wake up to me screaming and kicking and all this stuff. Granted, I was fully asleep. I don't remember any of this. And they're like, yeah, so this is what we tell you, like, ask you, like, the morning after, like, are you okay? And all this stuff. And we're like, I would just be like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, because you were, like, kicking and you were, like, I don't know, you seemed like you were having a bad dream or something. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even remember dreaming anything, you know? And my parents kind of looked at me like, what? And I was like, well, why are you guys so confused? I don't remember any of this. And they're like, Karen, you were literally screaming at the top of your lungs like if someone was killing you, pretty much. And we didn't know whether or not to wake you up or what. Like, you were actually scaring me. Like, and I was just like, what? Literally, my mom told me about this, like, when I was, like, around my early teens or mid-teens. And I was just like, I think I slightly remember you guys asking me those kind of questions in the morning when I would wake up. But that would happen? She's like, yes. You have no idea how much that scared me when you would do that. I was just sort of like, oh. You have no idea how much I'm scared just by knowing that now. Imagine if you told me that when I was younger. And she's just like, she was like, yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't tell you, because I know you. And I'm like, well, thank you. Either way, yeah, it was crazy. Like I said, I think in my previous video, later on when I was younger, they took me to, like, a specialist that, like, hit me with, like, I don't know, some kind of herbs or whatever, and said some voodoo stuff on me and who knows what. And later on after that, I wasn't able to see any of those stuff anymore. But I was still scared, don't get me wrong, because I was always an overthinker, and I was really, like, just like, what if it happens again? This and that and this. Like, I don't know where it's just gonna happen again. They took me to that specialist like when I was like I don't know, really young, like maybe 6, 7 years old. Again, from that age until I was 11 or 12, I think. One of those two ages. It was one of those two when I barely began to be 11 or 12. It happened again. Not as crazy because I was a little older, so I would still get scared shitless, don't get me wrong, but I would just not be like wanting to go to my corner and cry myself to sleep, you know. I would just be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart. Literally at the age of 11 or 12, I remember I was sleeping and I was starting to have sleep paralysis. And there was that first time it happened, I remember not being able to move or whatever. And then like I see a rocking chair in front of me. And I'm like, what the frick? And then someone's on it, but I can't see clearly who is on it. I can't see the figure or anything. I can see the figure, but I just can't perfectly see, like, is this a man? Is this a woman? Is this what grandma? What is this? Like, who? What? And then, so they're rocking back and forth or whatever. And then I, like, slightly close my eyes because I'm like, no, this is fake. This is fake. This has to be fake. This can't be real. This can't be real. And then I opened my eyes again. And once I opened it again, there was, like, these weightlifting stuff. Like, there was, like, stuff you would see at a gym, you know, like one of those barbells and weights, I guess. I don't know. All I know is that there was, like, a figure that was going into, like, that barbell thing where you just kind of, like, go like that. And whatever. They go underneath that. And they kind of take it off. And then later on, it falls on them. Like, literally falls on them. And that's where I was like... And then I got so scared. And finally, I was able to move. And I booked it to my mom's room. And I was like, Mom, there's someone in my room. Like, oh my God, like, I'm scared. And who knows what. And my mom just, like, shoved it away. And she's like, Karen, it was a dream. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. Like, I was awake. I know I was awake. I kept trying to call your name, but I could, like, it seemed like you couldn't hear me or whatever. And I remember calling her name, but it was kind of like, Mom. Even though no matter how hard I tried to scream her name, it would always be like, Mom. I kid you not. It was, ooh. And around that time, my dad barely started to work at a paper route, and he would go to work like at 2 o'clock in the morning. Granted, this whole encounter or this whole experience happened around like 3 or 4 in the morning, and my mom thought that it was because, since my dad's going to work so early, I'm missing him, and I'm just imagining stuff. And I'm like, I was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe. So I just shoved it off, and I was like, yeah, probably that's what it is. So whatever. Later on, I remember there would be times where it would not even be 2 yet, because my dad would literally leave like exactly at 2. It would be like midnight or something, and I would hear noises like someone walking. Oh my God, I remember. Okay, so I was like, I had a group chat. With some friends, and we would do voice messages mostly all the time, especially around late at night. Because I would get lazy and I'm like, I don't know, I want to type. I'll just send a voice message. So we would all send voice messages. And then there was this point where I was like, hey guys, like, hold up. I'm going to stop messaging for a bit. And I sent that and I was like, I hear like footsteps. Because there was like this little hallway. Like, here's my room, here's the door, here's the hallway. Down the hallway is my parents' room. To the left is the bathroom. And then in front of my room, going up the hallway again and going to my room, in front there's another room, there's a bathroom too. So there was a 2-bathroom, 3-4 bedroom house, I think. Either way, yeah. And either way, there was a hallway, and the hallway, like I said, was right outside my door. And so I literally heard someone walking, and I'm like, there's no way this is my dad, because it's too early for him to wake up. He's a guy. He just wakes up, he brushes his teeth, he doesn't really fix his hair, really. He, like, barely puts some gel and kind of spikes it up a little, and that's it. And then he's off, you know. I mean, he gets changed. He brushes his teeth, does his hair, whatever. And it's not like it takes him that long. He's a guy. Most guys do not take a long time. at all. So I was like, there's no way this is my dad. And I was like, kind of like scared. And I was just like, frick, should I open this door? Should I open this door? And I was like, I'll slightly open it, I guess. Let's just, a little crack. Why not? So I slightly cracked it open. And I was just like, kind of like trying to peek from this eye. Like, whichever eye. I was like, I had it like literally like on the crack. And I was just like, so I was like trying to see, and I kid you not, there was no one there, no one. And I could slightly still hear the footsteps, not as loud or anything or like there, but it was like slightly there. And then like I closed my door and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just tripping. I'm just probably like just tired or whatever. So I go back and I'm kind of messaging my friends again. And then when I hear it again and I'm like, hold up, I'll be right back. And I'm like listening. And then I open the door this time. I'm like, I'm gonna open this door. This is probably just my dad. Probably it really is my dad. So maybe he's about to leave. He's probably thinking, you know what, let's just go work early maybe. So I open my door and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to miss saying goodbye to my dad. So since I'm up, why not say bye to my dad? And I open my door. And literally, I don't see anyone there. I look down the hall, no one there. And I look in front of me to the room that's in front of me. That would be like an office kind of room if you really wanted to. Because there wasn't any doors. There was 2 doors. And literally going through that room, you would just go to the living room / kitchen. But there was no doors. You know, like literally you could just have that as an office space if you wanted to. So I look in front of there. And I kid you not, like I'm not even kidding, I literally saw a figure of a woman wearing a black dress. And I was like, oh, and then I just like went back. I started walking back because I took like a step or 3 outside my door. And I was like, and I just closed it slightly. Like I tried closing it fast-ish, just not too fast where it would make noise, because I was like, So I was like slightly closing it slowly, but like I turned the knob all the way. This is why I do when I don't want to make noise, because you know when you close the door and the knob will like do a click noise when you close the door, you know, because it's like. But I would turn the knob all the way so that way when I close it completely, I just slightly let go of the knob and it's like, okay, closed. So that's what I did. And then I locked it and I'm like, I jumped to my bed and I'm like, guys, like, you guys won't believe what I just saw and whatever. But like when I jump in my bed, I put my blanket over my head and I'm like telling my friends like, guys, you won't believe what I just saw, this and that. And then I was like, okay, Karen, calm down. I was like, okay, let's just put some music. Why not? And I went and hit my playlist, hit shuffle. But then like, I used to listen to like shuffle music, like, you know, like a mix of like music that like, you know, for shuffling, like every day I'm shuffling. And so I hit play on that and there was like Malaysian shuffle. I don't know if you guys know that genre of music. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, maybe you still remember, maybe you don't. Because that was popular back in the day. So I hit a playlist and literally the first song I hit, it's because the entrance, it's like, I'll literally try to like do exactly how the song started. The song starts and it's like, like it's an ominous kind of like weird like music that starts in the beginning, like kind of like what you would hear in a scary movie. I'm not even lying. Like if I could find the freaking song, I will try to find it and I will try to see if I could just play it on here, because oh my god, that scared me to know. Like literally just hearing that, and after seeing that I was like I'm like, I wanted to scream. And then so I'm like, okay, chill, Karen, chill. So, okay, later on, I'm like, okay, later on, I started calming down. I just didn't put any music anymore. I was like, you know what, forget this. I didn't do that, so then I was starting to calm down. I started calming down, and I was like, okay, let's get rid of some blankets. And then I finally popped my head out of my blankets. And I was like, okay. And then I started talking to my friends. Like, I was still talking to them for like a good solid 10 minutes or so. And later on, I see like this white flash, and I'm like, what? And like, I had a window too near my. I had two windows. I had a window here, and I had a window in front of me, and I had a window on the side of me. But I still had space between it. So, like, let's say, here's the end of my bed. And I had, like, a 2-3 foot space between my bed to the wall. And where the window is. And I was like, is someone outside? Did someone just park there out of nowhere or something? I'm like, or could, I don't know. And then I get up and then I look into the blinds. I'm like, no one's there. Okay. And I go back into my bed. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's weird. And then I'm like talking to my friends, and I see it again. And I'm like, what? And then I literally, verbatim, this is what I said. Hey guys, hold up. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm gonna not talk for a bit. Just give me a bit. Literally what I said. And I don't know why a part of me, like, something just hit me. And I was like, you know what? Let's take a picture. Let's just take your camera out, your phone camera out, hit flash, and just start taking random pictures. And I kid you not, I actually captured something. If you really look clearly, I'll probably see if I can find the photo and probably put it on here. But if you really look at it clearly, you can see that there's like this figure there, like with the white dress, and like you can see the hair and whatever. And no, not photoshopped, nothing. Like no photoshopped. I didn't do anything. I literally took the picture and I was like, and then I went down underneath my blankets again and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And then I'm like texting my friends. I'm like, oh my god, guys. Oh my god, I took a picture and you guys won't believe what I just saw. Like, tell me if you guys can see it. Am I the only one that can see this? And I sent them the picture, and then literally right away they're like, Karam, what the hell? And I was like, oh my god, so I'm not the only one that can see that? And they're like, yeah, no, I can see it. Like, you can literally see it. If you just outline it, you can literally see it perfectly. And I was like, oh my god. And I remember I was so scared. And then I later on posted it on Facebook and who knows what. And then I got like a comment on a guy, and like he was telling me like, oh my god, I go through stuff like this all the time. And like my mom or aunt or something like works at 7-Eleven. You should go to 7-Eleven that's near your house because you told me where you live. Well, I didn't tell him where I live, but I told him where I live nearby. It's a small town, you know. It's like, dude, you should go to the 7-Eleven down your street, and if you see my aunt or mom or whatever, I forgot what it was, tell them to show you videotapes, because there's literally videotapes where it's just late at night, you know, like no one's there, and then out of nowhere you just see stuff flying out of the shelves and everything, and it's like it's insane. It's insanity. And like I was like, oh my god, this is too scary. It's too late at night for me to be hearing this kind of stuff. Like, oh my god. But yeah, I was not the only one to see something on that picture. I mean, I'll try to post it on here and see if you guys can see it, because but yeah, it is something different. And I was just there like, Mama. From then on, I never told my parents any of this, like, until way later on. But, like, around that time, I just didn't want to tell my parents, because like, I was just like, they're not going to believe me, like, why should I tell them when they're not going to believe me? They're just going to be like, you're just a young little girl who's probably sleeping and thought they were awake, and I'm just like, I was awake. Fully awake. For me to, like, be sweating and everything, and literally put my freaking blankets on top of me and being not not being able to breathe so well because, you know, I have asthma and then it gets really freaking hot under there. And I was like, I'm not going to go up. Like, let me die underneath this. I don't care. I just don't want to goddamn die by a ghost. Because we all know that if we go underneath the sheets, we're just safe for some reason. We just feel more safe. I had to break it out. That was 2 paranormal experiences that I've had, like another 2. I have a couple more, not a lot. So if you guys want to hear a little more about that, then I'll be more than happy to post more videos. But I'm going to end this one here because it's already getting pretty long and I don't want it to be too crazy long. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe already. I mean, why not? If you're not so sure if you want to go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and click on my channel, go on videos, and check all these other videos I've posted even from like 4 years ago. And hopefully I convinced you to go ahead and subscribe. All my social media outlets are going to be at the very end of this video. The only thing I don't post is literally TikTok. But literally my TikTok username is just like my Instagram, and no, it's just like my Instagram. So yeah, if you want to somehow follow me on TikTok, literally my TikTok is literally the same username as my Instagram. So go ahead and do that. Either way, thank you for coming by and listening and hearing my little horror stories. Even though it's Christmas time, you know, Halloween already passed, but like, okay guys, hopefully I'll see you guys soon. And as always, from the good and the bad, I'm leaving to you. You go do you, and I'll see you soon. And until then, I'm gonna say goodbye.
Yeah, they call me the freak of the fall. Fuck a little bit, I've come to take it all. I'm a ghost, who the fuck you gon' call? Bossing with a scarecrow in the field, no.